Hey folks, welcome to Hemingway's Tractor. Today what we're going to do is try to upgrade this standard duty bucket that is a standard feature on most new light duty subcompact, compact John Deere tractors. They do make a heavy duty bucket, but it's one of those things that I didn't know what I didn't know. So when I bought this tractor, I just got the front end loader and this was the bucket that came on it, and it will do the job, but it's not the best that's available, and there's lots of ways that we can do a few things to kind of spruce this up a little bit and make it a little bit better. If you're just moving mulch or topsoil, things of that nature, this bucket's probably just fine for you. And if you're a hobbyist tractor owner like I am, you probably don't need a whole lot more. But I want to do a few more things with my bucket. And to be honest with you, once the heat dissipates here a little bit and we're down out of the 90s, I'm probably going to work this tractor like a rented mule, and this bucket's going to take some abuse. It's also not really set up to be that good of an attachment for doing anything other than just moving material around. So what I want to do is spice it up a little bit to make it a little bit more user-friendly. Now, what I purchased for this is from a company called JUFabworks, and this is what they call their Workmaster, and it simply sits on the top of the bucket like that, and pre-drilled holes, pre-powder coated. It's relatively easy to install, and it adds a lot more functionality to it. You've got your hooks here for hooking a chain through, D-rings to loop things through, to tie off. It just makes using the bucket a whole lot easier. And like I said, this is a relatively easy install and relatively inexpensive way to add some functionality to your bucket that John Deere didn't do to begin with. Now you notice this, we've got a 2-inch receiver hitch on top there, so I can put a receiver in that, a ball, and move my trailer around. Any number of things that you can do with that receiver hitch on top. These units also come non-painted and with no holes in case you want to weld it on top of your bucket versus bolting it on. I'm not a welder, so this is the easiest way for me to do this, and for the average hobbyist, it's probably the easiest way to do things as well. Now, they do make some additional items that you can get. There are plates that can go on the end of your buckets, also have hooks, also have D-rings. There's some that sit on top of the bucket and go down the back side with hooks on top and D-rings on the back, so you have hooking points both on top of the bucket and some way to hook things or latch things or loop things on the back of the bucket. They do make units, instead of the D handles, they have grab rails or toe rings there. Quite a few things. JUFabworks.com is the place to go and take a look at it. This is not sponsored content. This is something I bought for my tractor because I wanted to spruce it up some, and that's all there is to that. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is simply mark out where you want to put your unit. On mine, to have this centered, we're 19 3/4 inches from either edge, and that'll center it on the bucket. And then we can pre-drill the holes. I'm going to match drill it. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can match drill. One is called direct drilling, where we simply have the plate on top there. I'm going to clamp it down with a couple of C-clamps, and then you can drill directly through the pre-drilled holes that come with the plate through the top of your plate, and there you have it. Because this is a little bit thicker material, we're going to do what's called indirect drilling versus direct drilling. With indirect drilling, what you do is you pre-drill with some smaller holes, and then you progressively get larger until you have your unit or your holes drilled out to the size that you want them. If this was a lighter material or smaller holes, the direct drilling would work great, but because of the thickness of the metal, the indirect is probably the best way to go at it. So let's get started. One of the things I want to mention is that these are made in America, which is for me is a great buying bonus. All the hardware comes with them, so all you need to do is get your holes drilled, and then you've got some hefty bolts with lock nuts on them, and that's all it takes. Now, I'm starting off with the full-size bit for these holes. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and drill a place to mark. That gets me a center point on my hole, so when I come in with the step bit, then it'll be all set to center it. Now I'm sure there's some folks out there say, "Ah, just drill straight through. You're not going to have any problems," and it probably would. But with thicker materials, I like to go ahead and do the step method just to be sure that we're keeping things under control, and hopefully the bit won't wander as much as it could. Now back to the final size bit. Well, there you go, folks. That's about as easy as it can get. Trust me, if I can do this, you can do this. I am no mechanical expert, and this is just about as easy as a job as you can ask for. Now, later on, I'm probably going to get a couple of hooks for the end of the bucket. I like JUFabworks. I think their product's great. Like I said, made in the USA, so that's a big plus on it. But I might try a couple of hooks from another vendor just to see how I like the difference between the two of them. But again, if you wanted to go straight with JUFabworks, their stuff's great. I don't think you could miss out on anything by going with them directly. What I'm going to do at the bottom of this, I will post a link to JUFabworks website. I'm also going to link to a couple of other tractor YouTube channels that I enjoy. I'm going to put them in alphabetical order, so don't assume that because the order they appear on the screen, that's the ones I prefer the most. I think they're all great, better than anything else. They're all great gentlemen to begin with, and I use that in the strictest sense of the word. I believe all four of them are true gentlemen, and I think you'll enjoy their channels as much as I do. If you like this video, please come back. You can subscribe if you like. No pressure, nothing to be gained on my part by it other than to have some new friends join us on the channel. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the like button even if you didn't like the video. Just like it. Till next time, thanks again for stopping by Hemingway's Tractor, and stay safe.